iPhone 12 mini is the first truly compact 5G phone, and other phone brands must take note. TechRadar. Microsoft has a very good relationship with Nintendo, but isn't making any promises moving forward. Nintendo Life. OnePlus co-founder Carl Pei officially announces he is leaving the company. GSMArena.com News. GSMArena.com. OnePlus 8T Cyberpunk 2077 limited edition teaser leaves us with more questions than answers. TechRadar. New quantum center in Ontario to probe nature's deepest and weirdest secrets. Canada News. Castanet.net. Administrative law judge upholds Minnesota PCA decisions on Enbridge pipeline. Minneapolis Star-Tribune. Here's how a Metro Vancouver man crossed the border to winterize his trailer. Vancouver is awesome. UBC students criticized on social media for partying amid pandemic. CTV News Vancouver. COVID-19 forces Kelowna Aviation Company to lay off nearly 150. Kelowna News. Castanet.net. 3 more Montreal area McDonald's locations close because of COVID cases. Montreal Gazette.